Hi everybody and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Okay, I've had my FRS since 2013, as you know. I love it to death. It's a great car, love driving it every day, even though it's starting to get a little old. As you know, I just recently polished the hood. I'm going to continue doing the rest of the car, but I got another problem, and this is it. The window on the driver's side is starting to act up a little bit. Okay, I will demonstrate what's happening here. Now, my car, I use it quite often. And I actually have, as you can see, 141,000 kilometers right down there. And yes, it's been used quite a bit. And of course we have your power windows. They go down, as you can see, and then they go up. They're making noise. Oh, what was that? As you can see, there's something inside that's not right. So sometimes they actually jam about 3/4 of the way up, and then I have to reset the switch. I have to bring it all the way down, press the switch for a few seconds, and then reset it. So obviously there's something wrong inside. Yeah, and probably one of the guides. As you can see here, oh, the whole window is loose inside there. See? So it's time to investigate this. I've got to find out what actually is happening here. And I'm going to go through it because my car is high mileage. This may not be happening on your car, but it may happen on yours soon. So I'm going to find out what's happening and what the solution is to this. And I'm going to bring you along with me on the investigation. First thing to do is to take this whole cover off so we can access the inside of the window. I suspect that it's one of the guides has come loose and just allowing the whole window to cock to one side or the other, and maybe it can be tightened, maybe it can be replaced. Let's find out. First thing to do is to take out a screw that's behind this little flap door. Use a very small screwdriver and just open the flap door, and as you can see there's a Phillips head screw right there, which we will take out. Next thing you want to do is take off this silver trim strip. This will reveal some screws that we can take out. And to take this off, you're going to use a nice little plastic prying tool, such as this. Now this looks like it's not going to come off, because how can you possibly get this up? But it will. You just get your nice little plastic pry tool, you get in there, and you will pry. As you can see, it'll come off now. That's simple. These things are invaluable. You must get a set of these. Okay, now you can see there's a Phillips head right there, Phillips head right there. Take those out. Remove this little push pin right up here. Just like that. Okay, then you start to pull around the edges to get it all loose down here. Pull around the edges and you'll feel clips will start to come out. Like that. There, you can see the whole thing is coming out. After the whole door cart is loose, as you can see, you can lift it up this way. You can lift it up and get it off of the car, just like so. Just like so. Okay, now that the door cart is off, undo these Phillips head screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you can get the entire switch body out and still keep it connected so we can use it to troubleshoot. Okay, now that we've got the window door switch loose, now we can disconnect the cables from the handle here. The green one here, these pop out just like this, and then you can take the cable out. This one, again, so pops out like this, and then you can take the cable out somehow. Up, up, and out. There you go. Door card's off. So as you can see, not really that difficult. We'll just put this over here for now. Okay, I've taken some of this plastic off so I can see the mechanism in here. I've been looking around for a while. There's the mechanism. Sort of like a scissors action, goes up. And then I noticed this. Okay. That's all loose. So I noticed that this piece is loose. And where is that supposed to go? And then upon further investigation, take a look at that. Can you see that? Look at these torn out holes. Right, one right there and one right there. Okay, then take a look at this loose piece. If you look in detail, you can see the red sheet metal from the door is still there. This is actually just punched right through. All the pushing and pulling of this over the years has weakened the fairly thin sheet metal of the inner door panel, and it's just torn it right out in both locations. They've both been torn out completely. You can see the metal's still there on that one. And on that one. Okay, so I would say that these doors, the sheet metal on these cars is very thin. It's a very light car, and this is showing where these should have been reinforced. There's obviously some pressure and twisting forces on this as the door goes up. So this is where our problem is. This is punched out right through there, torn out right from the door card, torn out right from the inner door panel. And so now we got to figure out how we're going to fix this. But at least I found the problem. Anyway guys, so it might be an idea for you to take off your door card. You saw how easy that was. I did it really very fast, no problem at all. And check out the condition of the metal panel right here. Because as you can see, this has been wearing for probably years. And on yours, you might be able to see that there's cracks, and you'll be able to take care of this situation before it gets even worse. So I would suggest to all you guys watching this, if you've got a Scion FRS or a BRZ, that you would check out the door panel and see if there's any stress fractures right where those bolts come through, right there. Okay, so we found the problem. What's the solution? This is obviously part of the inner panel of the entire door. I don't want to replace my entire door. That would be a big hassle. So we're going to have to work with what we have here. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to flatten out the metal here and put in washers, large washers, to take the load, at least temporarily. And that will get me operational again. Long term, you might have to replace the door, but for now, that's going to be my solution. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is flatten out this torn up area with a hammer and a dolly. I don't know why it's called a dolly, but it is. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. So basically, you're going to put the dolly behind the metal, and then just tap it from this side. Try not to hit that. Just tap it from this side to try and flatten this metal. Okay, then we're going to take off this nut and clear out the old metal that's here, and then select our washers that we're going to use for this application. Okay, these are 10mm nuts. So we'll just loosen them off right here. Just like that. Careful not to lose that one. Take out the little piece of bad metal here, as you can see. And this is basically a stud, so there's no head here, it's just welded directly onto this guide piece. And so all we have to do is put some washers on to reinforce this area, and then put the nut back on, and hopefully we'll be back in business soon. Okay, I've got an assortment of washers here. Now, if you don't keep your own washers, you're going to have to go to Lower Coast, some other place to try and get some washers. But anyway, the ideal is to have a washer on the back to support the back, and then a washer on the front. And if I could, I'd like to have a lock washer as well. But the problem is, as you can see, the stud, can you see that? The stud is not very long. So there's limited room to put washers, lock washers, and then get the nut on there. So I'm thinking that I'll be lucky if I can have one washer behind, the stud comes through, and then this goes over on the sheet metal right here, and then the nut on top of that. First we'll put on the back washer. On one side, and then of course the other side. Okay, both washers are on. Both washers are on the back side. Now we'll put the washers on the front side. And we'll get this one started. Okay, so now all I gotta do is tighten them up with the 10mm, and basically our job is almost done. I just want to make sure they're kind of centered in the hole. This one too. Okay, now I don't want to wail on them too much because I feel like everything's kind of delicate around here. Anyway, that job is done. Okay, so as you see, I've got the nuts back on with the washer on the outside, nut back on with the washer on the outside, and as you may or may not be able to see, a washer on the inside on both sides right there. So I'm hoping that will keep it reinforced. So now let's see how it works. Okay, window down. Window up. That appears to be acting quite normal. Okay, everything's working good. The job is done. I fixed it. Now, how long is the fix going to last? I'm not really sure. Is this going to wear loose again? Maybe it will. So I would say that I'm going to have to check on these bolts on a fairly frequent basis to make sure they're not coming loose. And also, since I'm in here, I'm going to grease up all the contact points on the mechanism. And I think that will just help everything go a little bit smoother. And then, got to put everything back the way I put it on. The job's done. Okay, let's grease this sucker up. Okay, you put the door cord on exactly how you took it off. Really easy. 5 minutes later, you're just snapping this sucker in. Okay, that's better. So it's all fixed now. Okay guys, the job is done. So if you have a Scion FRS or Subaru BRZ, please check this out on your doors, because it could be waiting to happen to you as well. I've got 141,000 Ks on my car, and you might have less, but check it out anyway, because obviously the metal is weak there. They didn't reinforce it enough at the factory. So check it out and give yourself peace of mind. So thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time. And please like and subscribe if you like this video, and also hit the bell notifications so you can see when I upload my next video.